Before we start to knit this bonnet, I will give you again the measurements, the final measurements of the bonnet that I knit for this tutorial. So we have from here to here 5.1 inches, and from here to here same 5.1 inches. If you think this bonnet is a little bit bigger for newborn, please cast on 53 stitches, and you will have one stitch border here, one knit stitch for example. Then you start to work in pattern as the tutorial explain, and you will end with knit one, another stitch border, and you can make only 6 repetition of the pattern of the row 2 to 6. This is the repetition for row repetition. You can make only 6 repetitions. Happy knitting! Hi there! This is Maria from Little Knits, and this time I will show you how to knit the India bonnet. This is the India bonnet. Very beautiful, very stretchy, and easy to make, even if you are maybe a beginner. So this bonnet is newborn size, and I think it's perfect for a newborn baby girl or a baby boy. The stitch pattern is a multiple of 6 plus 9 stitches and a repetition of only 4 rows. So like I said, it's very easy to knit. Okay, let's see what yarn I will use today for India bonnet. I will use what I think is a very popular yarn, at least for props vendors. This is the yarn Baby Bee by Baby Lulu. But if you don't have this yarn, you can always use something very similar, like Embrace from Kinko. And I must say you that I prefer Embrace. It's more soft than Baby Bee. But today I will use Baby Bee. Let's see the gauge for this yarn. Okay, so this is the gauge. 21 stitches, 25 rows. We will have a square of 4 by 4 inches or 10 by 10 centimeters using US 7. The gauge for Embrace, it's similar. Let's see, is 22 stitches, 28 rows, and US 6 millimeters. Okay, so even if the recommended needles for Baby Bee is US 7, today I am using US 6 or 4 millimeters needles. Now let's get started. First of all, we need to cast on 57 stitches. Okay. So cast on 57 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, until you have 57 stitches. I have my 57 stitches. Before we start to knit row 1, I am gonna show you. I have a border at the beginning of the row and at the end of the row. I have 6 stitches in total, 3 at the beginning and 3 at the end. These 6 stitches I will knit in garter stitch for this border. I like very much this border. Almost my old bonnet has this border. So row 1, at row 1 I always knit a couple of stitches together with this tail. You can do so or not, depend on how you prefer. So row 1 I will knit the first 3 stitches, the border stitches. So 1, 2, and 3. Now we purl until we reach our last 3 stitches. So this is row 1, knit 3, then purl until you reach the last 3 stitches. Okay, so we are at row 1. I have 3 more stitches on my left needle. I will knit these 3 stitches. And this is the row 1. From row 2, we start our 4 rows repetition. So from now on, this is the repetition that we will knit until we reach the decrease part. So for row 2, from now on, I also slip the first stitch as if I purl at the beginning of every row. So slip the first stitch, knit the next 2 stitches, and now we start our repetition for row 2. So the repetition is slip the first stitch as if you knit on the right needle, then knit the next 2 stitches, and then pass the slip stitch over the next 2 stitches, like this. Then we purl the next 3 stitches. See? We actually made a decrease here. Again, slip the first stitch, knit the next 2 stitches, and then pass over the slip stitch over the next 2 stitches. Then purl 3 stitches. Let's see again. Slip the first stitch, knit the next 2 stitches, slip pass the slip stitch over the next 2 stitches, and then purl 3 stitches. See? Again, slip the first stitch, knit the next 2 stitches, pass the slip stitch over the next 2 stitches, purl 3, one more time, slip the first stitch, knit the next 2 stitches, pass the slip stitch over the second and the third stitch, and then purl 3. Work this repetition until you reach the last 6 stitches. I will come back and show you how we knit those last 6 stitches. So here we are, our last 6 stitches. We slip the first, knit the next 2 stitches, pass over the slip stitch over the next 2 stitches, and then knit 3 stitches. So this was row 2. Before I start with row 3, I really need to change my needles. Another pair of US 6 or 4 millimeters needles. Okay, so let's see. Row 3, we have 3 stitches border. We slip as if we purl the first stitch, then we knit the next 2 stitches, and then see we have here 2 purl stitches. We purl 1, we yarn over, and purl 1. Then we knit 3 stitches. So this is the repetition until the last 6 stitches. Purl 1, yarn over, purl 1, and then knit 3 stitches. Again, this is row 3. Okay, so the repetition for row 3 is purl 1, yarn over, purl 1, then knit the next 3 stitches. Needles are making some noise. Again, purl 1, yarn over, purl 1, knit the next 3 stitches. So this is our repetition until we reach our last 6 stitches. Okay, I reached my last 5 stitches, not 6 stitches. I made a mistake. So we end with 5 stitches, and again purl 1, yarn over, purl 1, and then knit 3 stitches. So this was row 3. Remember, you start by knitting 3 stitches, then the repetition is purl 1, yarn over, purl 1, knit 3, and you will end up with purl 1, yarn over, purl 1, and knit 3. So this was row 3. On row 4, we start by slipping the first stitch as if we purl, then knit 2 stitches, and the repetition is knit 3, then purl 3. Knit 3, 1. The second is the yarn over from the previous round. We knit this one too, and 3. And then purl 3, 1, 2, 3. Again, the repetition, knit 3, 1, 2, 3, and then purl 3 stitches. Again, knit 3, 1, 2, 3, and then purl 3. So this is row 4. This is the repetition. You will end up with knit 6 stitches. Okay, so I reach my last 6 stitches, and as I said, we knit these 6 stitches. So this was row 4. Now we start row 5 by slipping the first stitch as if we purl, then we knit the next 2 stitches, and then we start our repetition for row 5. The repetition is purl 3, knit 3, purl 3, knit 3 until the last 6 stitches. You will end with purl 3 and then knit 3 stitches. As I said, the last 6 stitches, purl 3 and then knit 3 stitches. So until now we worked 5 rows in total, but the row 2 to 5, it was our 4 rows repetition. Okay, so now we are at row 6, and row 6 is the repetition of row 2. So we slip the first stitch, we knit the next 2 stitches, and the repetition for this row, row 6, is slip as if you purl the first stitch, knit the next 2 stitches. What is wrong here? Oh, so sorry. Okay, so the 3 stitches border, slip the first as if you purl, knit the next 2 stitches, then the repetition is slip the first, knit the next 2 stitches, and pass the first stitch over the second and the third, then purl 3. Again, the repetition, slip the first, knit the next 2 stitches, then pass the first stitch over the next 2 stitches, then purl 3. So row 6 is like row 2. Okay, again, slip 1, knit the next 2 stitches, then pass the first stitch over the second and the third knit stitch, then purl 3, again, slip the first, knit the next 2 stitches, pass the first slip stitch over the next 2 stitches, then knit 3 stitches. So this is the repetition until the end of the row. You will end with slip 1, knit 2, pass the slip stitch over, and knit 3. So row 6 is the repetition of row 2. So my last 6 stitches, one more time, slip 1, knit 2, then pass over the first stitch, and then knit 3. These are our border stitch. This is how it looks so far. Okay, we are at row 7, and row 7 is like row 3, which means we slip the first stitch, the border stitch, we knit the next 2 stitches, and the repetition for the row 7 is purl 1, yarn over, purl 1, then we knit 3 stitches. So this is the repetition for row 7. Again, purl 1, yarn over, purl 1, knit 3 stitches. Let's see. Purl 1, yarn over, purl 1, and then knit 3 stitches. Again, purl 1, yarn over, purl 1, knit 3 stitches. So this is the repetition until you reach the last 5 stitches, and then you will work purl 1, yarn over, purl 1, and then knit 3 stitches. I am at the end of row 7. I need to make one more time purl 1, yarn over, purl 1, and then knit 3 stitches. Again, row 8 is the repetition of row 4, sorry. So we slip 1, knit the next 2 stitches, and the repetition for row 8 is knit 3, purl 3, knit 3, purl 3, knit 3, then purl 3. See? This is how it looks so far. Again, knit 3, purl 3 until you reach the last 6 stitches, and you will knit these last 6 stitches. Okay, so row 8, my last 6 stitches, I will knit these last 6 stitches. Row 9 is a repetition of row 5, which means that we slip the first stitch, we knit the next 2 stitches. The repetition for this row is purl 3, knit 3, purl 3, knit 3 stitches until you reach the last 6 stitches. You see, these are from here my last 6 stitches. I will purl 3 and then knit 3 stitches. So I've done row 9. From now on, we need to work a row from row 2 to 6 5 times more. I have here already 2 repetitions, and I need 5 repetitions more. And after that, we will start to work the decrease part. So remember, we need to repeat rows 2 to 6 for 5 times more. And I will come back and show you how to work the decrease part. Okay, I've done my repetition, and I want to tell you that I didn't do 5 repetition. I did only 4.5 repetition, because after 4.5 repetition I already have 10 centimeters or 4 inches. And now I need to start to decrease. So if you work with embrace from Kinkle, you will do 5 repetitions. But with baby B Lulu, I made only 4.5 repetition. So in total, I have 6.5 repetition. Now we need to start to decrease. I need 4 needles, double pointed needles. Let me take 4 double pointed needles. Okay, and now we can start to work row 1 of our decrease. We will divide these 57 stitches onto 3 double pointed needles, and at the same time we will work our row 1 of the decrease part. So row 1 of the decrease part, we start by knitting 7 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we knit 2 stitches together. One more time for this needle. Knit 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then knit 2 together. These are the stitches for the first double pointed needle. Now let's see the second needle. Again, we start by knitting 7 stitches. So knit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then knit 2 stitches together like this. One more time. Knit 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then knit 2 together. You can see that I have here a yarn over from the previous round, and here I have a knit stitch. So I knit these 2 together. This was my second double pointed needle. And now the third needle. Same. We knit 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then we knit 2 stitches together, and the last repetition is knit 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We knit 2 together, and we end with 3 stitches. We knit those 3 stitches. Now we will join in the round. This is the back side, and this is how we join in the round. Row 2 of the decrease part is just knit every stitch. We knit. I don't have space on my table. So row 2 of the decrease part is knit. This was my first needle. My second needle. So knit until you reach the end of the row. Okay, so row 3 of the decrease part, we start by knitting 6 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then knit 2 stitches together. So this is the repetition until the last 3 stitches. Knit 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then knit 2 stitches together like this. So knit 6, knit 2 stitches together, knit 6, knit 2 together until you reach the last 3 stitches. Okay, so I reached my last 3 stitches. I knit these 3 stitches. So this was row 3. On row 4 we knit. So row 4 of our decrease is just knit every stitch until you reach the end of the row. I will meet you at row 5. Okay, so row 5, we are at the row 5 of our decrease, and we start by knit 5 stitches, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then knit 2 stitches together. Again, knit 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then knit 2 stitches together. So this is the repetition until the last 3 stitches. Knit 5, knit 2 together, knit 5, knit 2 together. So row 5, my last 3 stitches, I knit those 3 stitches. Row 6 of our decrease part is knit all the stitches on this row. So row 6, knit. Okay, I've done row 6, which was a knit row. Row 7, we start by knit 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, then we knit 2 stitches together. So this is the repetition. Knit 4, and then knit 2 stitches together until we reach the last 3 stitches. Then we knit those 3 stitches, and we start row 8, which is a knit row. Okay, so row 7 we knit 4, knit 2 together until the last 3 stitches, and row 8 we knit. Okay, so we are at row 9, only 3 more rows, and we will end with the decrease part. So row 9 we knit 3, 1, 2, 3, then we knit 2 stitches together. So knit 3, 1, 2, 3, and then knit 2 stitches together. So this is the repetition until the end of the row. You will end with knit 3. Okay, row 10. We start by knit 2, then knit 2 stitches together. Okay, so knit 2, 1, 2, then knit 2 stitches together. So the repetition for row 10 is knit 2 together. Until the end of the row, you will end the row with knit 3 stitches. And the last row of the decrease part is knit 1, knit 2 together until the end of the row. So knit 1, knit 2 together, knit 1, knit 2 stitches together, knit 1, knit 2 together. We almost done. And again we knit 1, knit 2 stitches together, knit 1, knit 2 stitches together, and then knit 1 and knit 2 stitches together. So this was the decreased part. Now we cut the yarn. We need needle yarn, and we need to close the bonnet. We transfer every stitch on the needle yarn, pull the yarn through the stitches. We end with 12 stitches, 4 stitches. No, we end with 14 stitches. On the last needle we have 6 stitches. Okay. We need to wave the yarn through the stitches and pull tight so we can close the gap here. One more time. We turn the bonnet on the back side and we make 1 or 2 knots. We make double knots to be sure that the yarn is well secured. This is 1, Okay, we cut here and here. This is the tail from the cast on. I cut in here, and now I will make simple ties with the help of the crochet. Okay, I leave a long tail here because I need to make chains, so I need to have enough yarn. Okay, we place here in one corner the crochet hook. We pull the yarn. See, we work with 2 strands, and now we make a chain. Again, we insert here, pull up a loop, make a chain, and from now on we can make 50 or 60 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So you can make 50 or 60 chains. I'm almost done with the second tie. Actually, I made 53 chains. Okay, so you can make what number of chain you need depend on how long you like the ties. Okay, I will cut in here. So this was the India bonnet. You need to block the bonnet, steam block or wet block, what method you like more. Let's see how it looks on the mannequin head. Oh. So this is how it fits. This bonnet is has more depth that I prefer. But it's cute. I think it's cute. I don't know what you think. Okay, so seeing the bonnet now that is finished, I will advise you, if you will work this yarn with Baby Bee from Baby Lulu, to make only 6 repetition of row 2 to 6, and you can also try to cast on let me think, 54 stitches. The only difference it will be that here you will end with purl 3, not with this fake cable. Let's see the measurements for the bonnet. I'm hesitating because in the past I made this pattern, but with embrace from King Cole, and it was a little bit shorter than this one. So let's see. We have here 13 centimeters and here 13. Let me give you the measurements also in inch. So in inch it will be just a second. It's hard for me to think in inches because I don't use, we here in Europe, Romania at least, we are not using inches. Okay, so in inches it will be 5.1 inch from the border, front border, until here, and same here, 5.1 inches. Or you can do something else. You can cast on 53 stitches, and if you cast on 53 stitches, you can make only one stitch, one knit stitch border, and then you will start the pattern as we did in this tutorial. You will end up with this fake cable and one knit stitch. Depend on how you like. I know that are my clients, some of my clients, they like the bonnet to be with more depth here. Okay, so if you have problems with this pattern, don't hesitate to leave me a message. You can find me also on Facebook, on Instagram, and as long as if you reach a problem with this pattern, you can write to me, and I will help you to resolve that problem. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like or subscribe, and the next tutorial I will show you how to knit a simple sita romper for 6-9 months. Thank you very much. Bye bye.